Hello and welcome back to another video. Now, for some of you old school viewers, longtime viewers, you guys remember this backdrop. Yeah, and for some of you new, this is going back to a little bit of the old style drop, mostly because there's too much stuff around and I don't have a lot of room, so we're doing the video with the old school, the Michael Jackson, the Muhammad Ali backdrop anyways, but hey, by the way, let me know in the comments below if you like this better than me shooting behind all the games. Let me know in the comments section below. Anyways, going to straight into the video. We bought out someone's collection. Yes. Somebody messaged us and they were like, we want to sell off my entire PS2 collection. I said, okay. So I looked through it and then we went back and forth, and just like that, we came to an agreement on price, and then we started working out when we could meet, and then we came up to a day, and then that day didn't happen due to weather, and then after that we agreed upon another day. So it took about a week until we can meet up, but we finally met up and we purchased this entire PS2 collection. Yeah, the person was just getting out of gaming altogether, and this is what they had. Well, they said they had a few other things, but they weren't sure on those, so I said that's fine. So let's just go through it. Disclaimer, there's more stuff in here that I didn't put in the video because I'm just going to go through it. There's a fat PS2, extra controllers, and a box full of extra plugs on top of the plugs meant for the consoles. But anyways, let's just get going. There's a boxed PS2 Slim. Yep. So he had two. He had the boxed Slim, and then he had the fat PS2. And then there's some random games here. I'm gonna go through them quickly because there's a lot in here. So we got like a random stack, like your Call of Duties, your SOCOM, your shooters and your stuff like that. We got more of that stuff, Brothers in Arms, Hitman, Stun, Guitar Hero. Nothing too crazy here. More SOCOMs, Killzone, The Plan, that kind of stuff. Sniper, Finding Nemo. What else we got here? We got Medal of Honor, more Brothers in Arms, more SOCOMs and Call of Duties and Wolverine. Nothing crazy there, because we're just quickly going through, because when we get to the good stuff, you guys want to see. And then we have a whole stash of memory cards right here. We got one PS1 memory card, just one. And then the rest of it is all PS2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 PS2 memory cards. PS2 memory cards always do well for me. I have a whole bunch new. If for anyone who knows who's been following, a little bit ago I picked up a whole whack loads of new seal, but these sell pretty well. I'm running low. Like before I had like normally I'll have like a small tub, like those small square tubs. Usually that's how many I'll have, full or near full. I'm near done. So this is always good for me to stock up. And then same with the PS1 memory cards. Anyway, now we get into some better stuff. Like, over here we got Jak X, Jak and Daxter 2, Resident Evil, Code Veronica X, GTA Vice City, the Lord of the Rings games. We got, what else we got here? Just going through quickly here. We got Prince of Persia's Devil May Cry, Ratchet and Clank, more Resident Evil, Metal Gear Solid. These are good titles to have, but you'll understand when we get to, Kingdom Hearts, Samurai Warrior, SSX Tricky, which, by the way, did you know that SSX Tricky says no instructions included? Apparently, I thought when I saw this, I thought it was some store put this when whatever store he bought it from. No, there's actually certain versions of SSX Tricky apparently that have no instructions included. Who would have known? Let me know in the comments below if you knew about that. Let me see. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Quick little tidbit on this game. The PS2 version compared to the PS1 version sucks. Typically, you would think that last gen versus next gen would be better. No, it's not. I don't know what they messed up on the PS2 version that the PS1 version was better. Don't ask me because, see, I'm not a Harry Potter fan, but as a kid, I was pushed into it, you know. I got Harry Potter Chamber of Secrets on PS1 as a gift, you know. But anyway, so I had on PS1, and I had a friend who had it on PS2, and I'm like, why is your version missing something? Why is your version look wrong to me? And then he played my version, and he realized, wait a minute, there is something off about it. So this is the only PS2 game I'm going to say, if you had to choose, buy the PS1 version. Don't know why. Don't ask me. Go ask EA Games. Anyways, a little tidbit for people who didn't know. Anyways, keep on going. Final Fantasy X, the Getaway, more Lord of the Rings, Tomb Raider, more Metal Gear Solid, From Russia with Love, Need for Speed. These are games I probably have stashes of, but these are always stuff that do well. You know, FIFA Street 2, Destroy All Humans, Jax, Kung Fu Panda, more Need for Speed, you know. God of War, Nicktoon Unite, Max Payne, Spyro, more Devil May Cry. Like, lots of really good stuff here. These are good, like, $10, $15, $20 games that sell well, always, no matter what. Like, yeah, some of them, like I said, some are alright, but they're always good. And, you know, when you buy collections, you're bound to get stuff like that. Okay, so now we're gonna go through some of this here. Let's see, we got Time Splitters, Playboy, Dark Cloud 2, Tales of the Abyss, Enter the Matrix. You know, some decent titles here, you know. When I met the person, I asked him about to get a little backstory, to know he's a new collector or not. He looked about to be in my age group, in his 30s, right? So I asked him, and he goes, oh, he's been doing this for about 10, 12 years now. So I was like, okay, so you're a long-time collector. And he goes, yeah. And he goes, some of these PS2 games he had when the PS2 first came out. So I'm like, all right, I give respects to that, you know, like, I still have mine. So I gave him, so a lot of this is like OG, like I know you'll see like a Tales of the Abyss. It's been, what is it? VGP, Video Game Plus, has reprinted this. Very limited, mind you. Very, very limited release. So it's not like crazy, like, for instance, Yakuza 1 and 2. No. But this is an original release, because I asked him about something like Tales of the Abyss. He goes, a year after it came out, he picked it up. So this guy's been a long time collector. He said he had PS4 games that one of his friends just, when he was getting out of it, one of his friends just made him an offer before he posted it and bought all of that. He said he has N64 games that he's not sure if he wants to get rid of or not. He told me if I really, really want to, but I don't think he's going to. So he's like getting out of it and weeding. He's like, you know, like those guys that weed out and keep just the very minute. Yeah, but been doing it for a long time, so that's where you could see the quality in here. You know, we got Ace Combat 4, Namco Museum, Twisted Metal, Dragon Ball Z Budokai 2, you know, Run Like Hell. These are really, really good stuff. Stuff that sell well, too. Like, for instance, GTA San Andreas, the best-selling Grand Theft Auto game for me, personally, because I'm always running low on it. You know, we got Vice City, Kingdom Hearts, Ico, Shadows, Sly, more Sly Coopers, more Max Paynes, you know, a lot of really good stuff. And then also, going in with stories here, He also said he has a few Xbox games, right? He's thinking about putting those up, but he wasn't really too. I could tell from same thing with his N64. Anyway, so I was asking him about the Teen Titans game, and well, he didn't want to get rid of it, but he did have the Teen Titans game on Xbox, and I personally would have loved to have that for myself. But anyways, but yeah, I'm just saying, like, this guy, he was serious. Like, you could tell from the PS2 stuff. Like, before we go into more games, let's just show some other stuff here. Like, there's a wireless Guitar Hero guitar from the PS2 days. This is hard to come by because most people did not know this existed. Because when you go walked into your, like, EB Games or GameStop or, like, you know, places like that, or like your Walmarts and stuff that sold these, you always saw the wired ones on shelves. These you had to know about. So, like, this is pretty good. Like, obviously, PS3, Wii, Xbox 360 era, you know, they were all wireless. But this, very uncommon. And to be in a nice box with the dongle and still intact. That's pretty cool. And it's not the black one, it's the white one, because you always see the basic black model that they, you know, the one that usually comes in the bundles that you buy, right? Well, and then we have this here, which, if anybody knows anything about this, please let me know in the comment section below. But it's a Best Buy exclusive action pack PS2 version of Star Wars Bounty Hunter, sealed. Like, I know this figure alone sells all day alone without this pack for like $60. Because I know a lot about Star Wars figures because I love Star Wars collecting myself. So I know this figure, but I didn't know that this figure and this game were together in a pack like this. So if anybody knows anything about this and knows, please let me know in the comment section below. Just letting you know, it's sealed. Anyway, now we continue in. We're getting into the better stuff now. We got Coliseum Road to Freedom, Jackass the Game, as I was saying, Yakuza 1, and Yakuza 2. Now, let me tell you a backstory. Like I told you about Tales of the Abyss. Very limited reprints from VGP, so it's held its value. Yakuza 1, overly reprinted to the point where Yakuza on PS2 original print or the reprint, sealed, open, everything is always same price, $35. Doesn't matter what you have, $35. Yakuza 2, same deal. All of them across the board, $40. Now, does it also help that they remastered them on the PS4? No. But this is something for anyone who doesn't know the difference between, like, reprints. Common reprint by VGP, where it's like the same amount of distribution, versus very limited, almost like a limited run style reprint kind of idea. Anyways, keep going. Resident Evil Outbreak, Monster Hunter, Disgaea 2, Diagram of Cerberus, Final Fantasy 7, Wild Arms 3, Blood Rain 1, and Blood Rain 2. Here's one that here's another one I'm going to give you guys. Common, uncommon. Yet somehow, they're very, very close in price. Just saying. For anyone who wants to know, like, don't think, oh, Blood Rain 2. It's getting better. Matrix, Path of Neo. Uncommon game, and actually a lot of people didn't know that this game actually exists, because I have 2 copies, and a lot of people, when I go to, like, conventions and stuff, they go like, holy crap, they made another Matrix game? I didn't know either back in the day, because I'm not a Matrix fan. I'll admit it right here on camera. I think the Matrix movies suck. I'm being honest, they suck. Come on, sue me. Hit me up in the comment section. I don't care. Controversial enough? I don't care. I personally don't like them. But the game Enter the Matrix, I love. But because I didn't like Matrix that much, I didn't follow it. So I didn't know they made this till, what is it? I saw it in 2013 or 14 in a game store. But yeah, they made one. We got Area 51, Zone of the Enders, the second runners. Now, for anybody who wants to know, yes, they reprinted Zone of the Enders on PS4. They only did number 1. But number 2 is not as good as number 1. And not as rare or expensive as number 1. Hence why number 1 was always worth more than number 2. But number 2 is a good game. Not gonna... Xenosaga. Myst. Exile. The Bible Game. 50 Cents Bulletproof. Spiral. The Eternal Night. Now, this was the one game in the stack that had a crack in it, but that didn't matter to me. Now, obviously, would I have loved this game to be not cracked? Yes, because this is a $30 game. For a Spyro game on PS2, it's pretty good, but it doesn't really matter because the price, I could literally go throw this out and it means nothing. But, do I wish, we got Pet Dogs too, I don't really know why that's in that pile. And then we got Manhunt. There's a lot of stuff in this. We're gonna continue. Manhunt 2. And by the way, we were speaking about reprint. Manhunt 2, look at the case. You see how this is a reprint case? Now, if you ever see Manhunt 2 in a standard case like this, swap the case out immediately. Do you know why? Because Manhunt 2 never ever released in a standard PS2 case. It released in a re-release case, like a second print case. Why? Because Manhunt 2 came out at the end of 2007. And by then, what games was Sony really putting on the PS2? Not really many. So all Manhunt 2s are in this case. So just a little tip for anyone who's looking for Manhunt 2. The price doesn't really matter. It's just, I would tell you, if you find it in like a standard case, like you see how Path of Neo one, swap it. Because it was never released that way. Anyways, continuing on. The Sopranos Road to Respect Limited Edition. Now, you might be thinking, oh, no. This is like good. The limited edition is actually expensive and actually pretty good. And we got The Suffering. The Suffering Ties That Band. By the way, this game has shot up in price. Because I remember when I had this game, it was like $65. Now it's like $80. And it's climbing. And I remember when I had this game, it was only like $40. Now it's $60. So you better get your hands on some of these uncommon survival horror games. Vampire Knight. Another game that has gone up in price too. Gungrave. One game that everybody should have purchased, but now, if you haven't, I'm sorry, but Persona FES. Persona 3 FES. This has been reprinted by VGP enough time, but do you know why this game all of a sudden went up in price? I'll tell you why. Because VGP discontinued production of this very early on. Now people want it, and I'll give you another heads up. This game was also a game that was only in this reprint case. They never had this in a regular case. No, they didn't. Now, why? If you like Persona and you never picked this up, because before VGP made the reprints of these, this was like a $80, $90 game. Okay, fair, I get it. PS2 was nothing then. It wasn't like you're going out of your way crazy. Like, what was your best thing? Manhunt 2 for like $30. Silent Hill 2 for like $30, But $90, well. And then they reprinted and everything goes down to $40. Fair. But now it's climbing back up because you can no longer get this from VGP. It's been, I think, 2 years now. Or 3 years. 2 or 3 years now that it's been like that. So, if you haven't got it, I don't know what you're doing. Anyways, now, Yep, now we go to the best stuff. The creme de la creme. The heavies of the heavies. Silent Hill 4, The Room. Oh yeah. Dual Hearts. Eternal Poison. Oh yeah. Fatal Frame 1. Fatal Frame 2. Fatal Frame 3. This guy loved this survival horror. And then, here's the biggest title in this lot. Now, I've had games at these rates before. They don't really go, that doesn't really go, oh my god, anymore, because I've seen them. But, check it out. This guy knew what he was getting. He had quality games in his PS2 collection. And lastly is Xenosaga 3. That's right, Xenosaga 3. Now, I'm going to give you guys a little quick tip before we wrap this up. There's two versions of Xenosaga 3. There's the regular version, which is this, and the lenticular covered version. There's a $100 difference between the two. This is $300. Lenticular cover, $400. Now, the numbers I'm throwing out are in Canadian. So for anyone who's going to come in, rip me a new one, I don't know the US price. I'm in Canada. This is Canadian. So $300 for regular, $400 for lenticular. Yeah, Xenosaga 3. But now I'll give you another tip. Xenosaga 1, which I showed you previously, VGP reprinted it. So that's why it went from being a $50 game to a $20 game. Xenosaga 2, VGP reprinted, but in very limited quantity. So that's about a $50 game rather than an $80 game, $90 game. But they never did 3. Why? Why they didn't do 3? Because Bandai Namco stopped every and all reprints. Oh yeah, Bandai Namco stopped it because I don't know what happened, but they just cut it out. So right before they were able to get 3, because what VGP does is they'll release the game, then a little bit later they'll do the next one and the next one, like so forth. By the time they got around to 3, the ties with Bandai Namco was gone. So anyway, so here's a whole stack load of PS2 games we got. Again, if anybody knows anything about this Star Wars, please let me know in the comment section below. And hey, we buy collections as shown here, and it was as easy as no fuss, no muss, and we got to go through, price everything, organize it. There are some games in here that I know I'm just gonna put a lot because I have way too much stock. That I've been starting to put some stuff in lots just to get rid of. And they're good deals for collectors if you want to fill in holes if you're going for a complete set. Stores, dealers, resellers if you want. Because there are games that I'll throw in that are $5 that you could easily put for $5, even $3 and still triple your money. No problem, you know. I don't just throw a $5 game, but I'm saying like there are games in there that are worth only $5. You can get rid of them at $3 even. That's how cheap I make them. So some of them will be lotted up because I have a whole bunch of other lots. You know. Anyway, so this is everything we purchased, and then there's also a stack of other games that I purchased before. Probably I'll do another video with those. So anyways, if you like this video, remember, smash that thumbs up button. And hey, if you got collections, hit me up. We could work a deal if the deal is right. And then remember, if you're not yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button to be subscribed and hit the bell button to be notified when we upload new videos. And also let me know in the comments below, do you like this backdrop better than the other backdrop? Please, I'd like to know. Anyways, remember, as always, enjoy life, keep on collecting, and we'll see y'all for another video.